quantum flux lock is unbreakable. 100 billion combinations every millisecond. But I've got an app for that. One sonic. Connected to the calculating power of one TARDIS. Shouldn't take too long. I'm talking to myself again, which means the others aren't here.
Hello, Doctor. I've watched you stumbling round this universe.
I presume this is all you're doing. Who's that girl in the orb? And where are my friends? Who are you?
I go by many names. My preferred, my original, is Zelly.
No. Zellin's a mythical name. Way beyond this universe. Zellin was thought to be a god.
I blush.
It can't be.
We immortals need our games, Doctor. Eternity is long, and we are cursed to see it all. The Eternals have their games. The Guardians have their power struggles. For me, this dimension is a beautiful board for a game. The toy maker would approve. And I do like this form. It's so small. To exist within molecules and atoms is fascinating. I can shape them, regrow, mold my form to provoke fear from humans as I extract nightmares from the scared and vulnerable. Now that is a good game.
Wait. Are you transmitting nightmares? Taking nightmares from humans and forcing them into the mind of a girl you've trapped between planets?
I've seen many races, Doctor, and the humans are infinitely fascinating, infinitely pathetic. But of course you know that. We share the same obsession.
We're not the same.
No. You are so much lesser. You know the best part of humanity? The thing that truly sets them apart? The cruelty of their own minds directed towards themselves. Doubt, fear. The endless voices telling themselves they're incapable and unworthy.
Oh, a very intense scene there between, what's his name? Was it Zellin and the Doctor? Yes, this was called Can You Hear Me? Can you hear me, Doctor? Hello, Doctor. I like the tattoos on his head. Now, I can't remember much about this story at all, apart from I think that sort of villain there might have been an Eternal. There was mention of the Eternals, wasn't there? He's obviously immortal, and that harks back to the Eternals. Interesting mention of the toy maker there, I noticed as well. So he's obviously some being on another plane. But I thought a very good villain, and I just wish I could remember exactly what his purpose was and what the purpose of the story was. I'm so sorry, it's getting harder and harder as we near the end to recall everything, because obviously I've had less time to become so accustomed with the stories. But I thought that actor there was very good. Yes, very good indeed. And I'm not sure who the woman was who was trapped between the planets, and he was obviously extracting nightmares from humans, according to what the Doctor was saying. It's the same with all these villains, isn't it? Eternals, toy makers. They're just incredibly bored, aren't they? I mean, imagine having to live through eternity. It must be incredibly dull, mustn't it? And I guess they have to devise, new and wonderful ways of entertaining themselves. I saw a rather horrific moment in that scene. It looked like two fingers that had been, extracted from something or someone hanging. Again, I'm afraid I can't remember the details of that. I thought the music was quite good in that particular scene. It added a lot of tension, and the lighting, of course, being brought right down, really adds to the drama, doesn't it? But I'm so sorry to having to resort to talking about aesthetic things rather than, the plot and, what famous people were acting in this particular episode and what it was all about. But I'm sure when I come to review the Jodie Whittaker era in more detail, I will have greater appreciation for this story, because I do remember watching it. I certainly remember that character we saw in that scene. But sadly, I can't quite recall anything else about... Can you hear me?